Not sure which party to vote for in the upcoming elections? Here's what the top 3 from the last elections are promising. ANC. As South Africa's ruling party since the end of apartheid in 1994, the African National Congress has led the nation's transition to democracy. Now, its 2024 election manifesto doubles down on a progressive, transformative economic agenda. But after 30 years in power, the ANC's ability to deliver on this vision remains hotly contested. At its core, the ANC draws from an ideology of social democracy and national democratic revolution. Its manifesto articulates using state mechanisms to fundamentally reshape the economy, society, and property relations towards a non-racial, non-sexist, equitable, and worker-centered model. This involved building a powerful developmental state to intervene in and drive industrialization, transitioning towards a mixed economy with state control of strategic sectors, empowering the historically oppressed through economic transformation policies, expanding the social wage through public services, social security for all, championing solidarity with developing nations, and a fairer global order. Since taking power, the ANC has made strides in areas like providing housing, electricity, water, and social grants to millions. It has built a robust constitutional democracy with protections for rights and freedoms. However, policy implementation has been uneven. Crippling inequality, poverty, and youth unemployment persist. The economy has stagnated, partially due to governance failures and corruption scandals that have eroded public trust. Basic services in many municipalities have faltered. The ANC 2024 manifesto acknowledges mistakes and presents a roadmap to get transformation back on track over the next 5 years. Key promises include a comprehensive jobs plan centered on public employment and industrialization, building strategic industrial capability and tackling costs of living, improving education, healthcare and housing access, defending democracy through ethical governance and anti-corruption efforts, advancing continental development and an equitable world order. For millions impacted by slow progress, the ANC's latest manifesto seeks to resurrect belief in its transformative, even socialist-leaning agenda. But after 3 decades, skepticism runs deep. Can the ANC use this election to demonstrate it remains a true vehicle for substantive socio-economic change? Or will policy inconsistency and governance credibility issues see it lose a mandate for a radical restructuring of South Africa's political economy? The choice for the electorate is clear: to either reaffirm the ANC's path of transformation or demand new agents of change. The DA. The Democratic Alliance is one of the major political parties in South Africa, positioning itself as a liberal democratic alternative to the governing African National Congress. The DA traces its roots back to the anti-segregation Progressive Federal Party, which later transformed into the Democratic Party. In 2000, the Democratic Party and the New National Party merged to form the present-day Democratic Alliance. The party has steadily grown its support base over the years, becoming the official opposition party in the National Assembly and leading the governance of several municipalities and the Western Cape Province. The DA's 2024 election manifesto, titled The DA's Rescue Plan for South Africa, outlines 7 apex priorities that would guide their governance if elected. These include creating 2 million new jobs, ending load shedding and water shedding, reducing violent crime, abolishing cadre deployment, lifting 6 million people out of poverty, improving literacy rates, and ensuring quality healthcare for all. Some of the party's key policy proposals include: 1. Introducing a Youth Employment Opportunity Certificate to facilitate job creation for the youth. 2. Promoting the emergence of prosumers, producers and consumers to address the energy crisis and end load shedding. 3. Decentralizing policing to capable provinces and implementing measures to combat crime and corruption. 4. Replacing broad-based Black economic empowerment with a system based on the Sustainable Development Goals to address poverty and inequality. 5. Focusing on improving literacy and numeracy in the foundation phase of education. 6. Introducing a social reinsurance system and risk equalization for medical schemes to improve healthcare accessibility and affordability. The DA is often lauded for its track record of good governance in the Western Cape Province and several municipalities it leads, with a focus on service delivery and combating corruption. The party positions itself as a capable alternative to the ANC, offering a liberal democratic vision for the country. However, the DA has faced criticism for its perceived struggle to garner support among the black majority, with some accusing the party of being a predominantly white, middle-class organization. The party's stance on issues like BEE and land reform has also drawn criticism from various quarters. While the DA has steadily grown its national support over the years, it remains the second largest party after the ANC. In the 2019 general elections, the DA secured 20.77% of the national vote, a decline from its 2014 performance. However, the party remains a formidable force in several provinces and municipalities, including the Western Cape, where it has governed since 2009. The Democratic Alliance presents itself as a capable, liberal, democratic alternative to the ANC, promising to address issues like unemployment, service delivery, crime, and corruption if elected to govern. While the party has faced criticism and challenges in garnering broader support, it remains a significant player in South African politics, with a track record of governance in several provinces and municipalities. The Economic Freedom Fighters is a radical left-wing political party in South Africa, formed in 2013 by former ANC Youth League President Julius Malema and his allies. The party advocates for revolutionary socialist economic policies and portrays itself as a vanguard movement fighting against continued economic inequality and economic segregation in post-apartheid South Africa. The EFF's 2024 election manifesto is centered around three core pillars: expediting land expropriation without compensation, driving massive industrialization and job creation, and solving the electricity crisis through a dependable power plan. Land redistribution. A major focus of the EFF is accelerating the redistribution of land to the black majority through expropriation without compensation. They view landlessness among blacks as a perpetuation of economic segregation and aim to guarantee access to residential, industrial, cultural, and recreational land for the landless. Job creation. The manifesto prioritizes establishing special economic zones to boost manufacturing, make the economy more demographically inclusive, and create millions of sustainable jobs. It emphasizes improving job quality, workplace conditions, and reducing the racial wage gap. Electricity crisis. Solving the crippling electricity crisis and ensuring reliable power supply is another key area, with the EFF berating the government's inability to resolve the issue. Other major proposals include doubling social grants, using state procurement for localization, reconfiguring government spheres, and making the prosecuting authority independent to combat corruption effectively. The EFF's policy platform is rooted in its 7 cardinal pillars, which include land expropriation, nationalizing mines and banks, boosting state capacity, providing free services, protected industrialization, developing the African economy, and establishing an open, accountable government. The EFF's radical rhetoric and uncompromising stance on issues like land expropriation have resonated with parts of the electorate disillusioned with the slow pace of economic transformation. The party's clear ideological positioning distinguishes it from the ANC and other opposition parties. However, critics have accused the EFF of promoting racial populism, economic disruption through nationalization, and undermining constitutionalism and private property rights. There are also concerns about the party's internal democracy and cult of personality around Julius Malema. In the 2019 national elections, the EFF secured 10.8% of the vote, becoming the second largest opposition party. While growing, its support remains limited compared to the ANC's dominance. The 2024 elections will test if the EFF can broaden its appeal beyond its current base. The Economic Freedom Fighters present themselves as a revolutionary socialist force, promising decisive action to upend economic inequality, redistribute resources to the black majority, overhaul governance, and solve key crises through their 2024 manifesto proposals.